Well, hello, finger drummers, finger drumming fans, finger drumming lovers, and whoever else is watching this. I am Vlad, and I welcome you to the 2.5 years progress video, I guess, for the XpressPads finger drumming technique. Yeah, welcome. Alright, I think it has been a year and a half since my last video. It was the first year anniversary progress video that I did in February or March 2020, I think it was. Yeah, last year, just briefly after the lockdown started for COVID. So yeah, it's been a long break and I had planned to make more videos during lockdown. I didn't really feel like it. I am sorry, I had a long depression during the lockdown, and while I did have a lot of fun finger drumming, I just couldn't bring myself to make videos. I was in a poor mood that really did not deserve any screen time. So I'm sorry about that, but yes, here we are. So if you're wondering what's going on, that's what's been going on. I took a long break, or 1 year and a half a break from videos, from making progress videos, but I have been practicing, yeah. And if you're wondering what's it like after 2.5 years of XpressPads, you're gonna find out in this video, yeah. So as you have seen from the demo, I am a little bit further away than I was last time, technique-wise, speed-wise, and accuracy-wise. I have practiced stuff from the course, from the XpressPads course, from all course levels and expansions, mostly the metal expansion, some of the Latin expansion, and very little from the jazz expansion. Yeah, I find that the jazz expansion is probably the last one that I'm gonna go thoroughly through. I really bothered by the poor quality of my pad controllers for the jazz section, which we're gonna talk about pad controllers in a later section, but I feel that for jazz you really need a good, reliable, sensitive pad controller that is good across the board, all pads nice and sensitive, equally across the board. Yeah, so maybe just one, because I think, yeah, that you can have an extended jazz pad layout, I think, I'm not sure, in the jazz expansion rather, yeah. But mainly I thought I would start with just the one pad setup for jazz, but I did a little bit of practice and I got frustrated real quick. That's just me. I'm really particular about good pad controllers, and I don't really have one. After all this time, I know you've seen me in the intro play several pad controllers, but we're gonna talk about that soon. You're gonna see why it's not such a big deal to have so many if you don't really have one really good one. Yeah. Okay, so how long have I practiced? Well, during the first 6 months of lockdown last year, I didn't really practice much. I didn't really feel like it. I was really overwhelmed by the whole situation with the lockdown and really stressed out about, getting infected, dying possibly for me and my family. There was little work. I was afraid of losing my job, so a lot of stress. And I did try to do some finger drumming here and there, just to relax and disconnect from the whole thing. But that's all I did. I didn't use the practice routines. I didn't advance in any way. I was just like, whenever I had a little bit of time, and I was like, I could do with it a little bit of finger drumming right now. I just smash the pads and then take them out and just do whatever else. And I worked on music. I released an album. I'm not sure if I spoke about that in the previous video. I didn't, yeah. So my last video was in March 2020, and I think in July last year I released my first music album. Yeah. Of course, you can find links in the description of this video. And I had worked on music for the album even before lockdown, but during lockdown I found out that working on music, I can do that in any state of mind. I can really do that, and I can pour out and express thoughts and feelings through music, any kind of feelings and thoughts, and it doesn't take any energy like doing videos like this, like talking, bringing myself to talk about my progress or anything else that I'm doing, or just having a plan and sticking to it. I've got several points, I've got notes which I always have in all of my videos, notes with stuff that I want to talk about, because otherwise my head just spins round and round and I keep rambling and you can't really follow what I'm doing. I can't follow what I'm doing. Yeah, so working on music, I find that although it's not as intense, like, just a good 10, 20, 30 minute session of smashing the pads really hard, getting some of that tension and anger out. That's really good. It's like, it's like just like smashing something, or like smashing stuff, I guess. Yeah, just getting all the anger out. Working on music is a little bit more deep, or deeper. It's a little bit deeper for me, at least. Yeah, so I did a lot more of that. I released that album, and then just 1 month, I think, after releasing that album, I started work on the second one. It wasn't intentional. I just meant to start one track, and soon I realized that it was going to turn into an album, concept album, which is going to be out really soon. I think in September. Yeah, in the first part of September. So that took me almost 1 whole year to complete, and that is what I've been doing. I have been putting all of my energy in this album and in the tracks on this album. I have 12 big tracks. It's about 75 minutes of music. It's all gonna be on the channel for free, also on the main streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, Google Music, or YouTube Music, whichever one is called right now, and Tidal, I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, all of the good stuff, plus SoundCloud if I've still got space on there. If not, there's this new free platform called Audius is gonna be in the description. I've already got my first album on there, so that is freely accessible. You can listen for free. It's similar to SoundCloud a little bit. Yeah, and unlimited space for music there, which I'm gonna be using. Yeah, so that's what has been going on. That's why I haven't been active on this channel with finger drumming, I mean. Yeah, so I was saying that during the first 6 months of lockdown, I didn't really practice much. However, after the first 6 months, I really got used of the whole lockdown situation, and I got myself the second XpressPads. You saw in the intro that I now have 2 XpressPads controllers. Actually received it from someone. It was a gift. Yeah, so I didn't pay for it. Yes, so I had that now, and I started practicing a lot again. So I did that for, I think, the next 6 months, I think. Yeah, so almost, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months. So practiced quite a bit, increased my, my speed, my dexterity, my accuracy, learned a lot of new stuff. And then from, I think it was beginning of 2021, so this year on, started practicing less again. So, but there's one thing that I've noticed ever since, I think it was ever since I reached 1 year. So after 1 year of XpressPads, no matter how long the break I took, whenever I picked it up again, I picked the pad controllers again and started playing, it's as if I played yesterday. Absolutely no loss of technique, speed, accuracy. It's like this year I think I had like 2 or 3 months where I didn't even touch a pad controller during the winter. So January, February, March maybe, I don't think I touched it at all, any of the controllers. Haven't touched them. And when I did touch them, when I did take them out and say, okay, let's maybe do some finger drumming tonight, it's as if I never took any break. So that is a great feeling. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, I also play a little bit of guitar, nothing fancy, but I have been playing guitar on and off for more than 20 years now. I think it's 23 years. I think I started in 1998 or something. So whenever I take a long break from playing guitar, like a few weeks or a month or two, whenever I pick it up again, it's very hard to play. If you have ever played guitar, you know that you need to develop calluses on the fingers, especially the ones on the left hand, the ones that press on the strings on the fretboard of the guitar, so that your fingers are strong enough, the tips of the fingers are strong enough and don't get hurt when you slide them around the guitar strings. But if you take a long break from not playing the guitar, those calluses wear off, so the dead skin falls off, and your fingers return to a nice, smooth, pink soft skin again. And if you resume playing the guitar, you're gonna get hurt again. Those are gonna get blisters or even cuts. And that happened to me one time. I sliced one finger open on a rusty steel string. Yeah, so also, I don't know, the muscles feel like they're constricted, like, I don't think that's the right word though. It doesn't feel the same. It's like it shows that you've had a long break, so you need to start practicing again several days in a row probably until, at least that is how it's for me, until you get back your technique in order and your muscles and your hand is apt enough again to play guitar. Yeah. So I was expecting that with my finger drumming as well, but no. And except for the calluses, which you still develop on the pad controller as well. If you hit the pads hard enough, you are gonna get thicker skin on the tips of the fingers over time. So whenever you take a long break, if you start smashing them really hard, like I need to do on the iRig pads, which are less sensitive, that hurts a little bit the first time, but the rest is still the same. So I'm really glad about that. What else can I say about my progress? I have not yet mastered all of the techniques, not even the ones in the main course, never mind the expansions. And I don't know when I'm gonna master all of them, if I'm gonna master all of them, but I have kind of given up on that. You know, I had like, I have to do all of them, I must do all of them. I kind of like was trying to prove something, both to myself and to whoever's watching this channel, you know, like, you can do this, you can master all of the techniques in the XpressPads course in relatively short time. No, I didn't do that, and I don't know if I am going to do that. From time to time, especially after I practice for a while and then take quite a significant break, when I resume practicing, I notice that my technique has improved and I can do stuff that I could not do before that. So I may or may not master all of that at one point. I don't have it as an objective anymore, but if it happens, I'm going to be really happy. Also, at the end of this video, I'm gonna make a short conclusion of my XpressPads experience so far. So like a small, concentrated review of the course and of my experience with the course so far. Has it been worth it? How do I feel about what has happened until now? How do I feel about the future? I'm gonna talk about that at the end of the video. Okay, so now it's time to talk about some breakthroughs and possibly some insights that I've had during this time since my last progress video. Right, so the most significant change has been the increase in my speed and accuracy and dexterity of my hands, and that has come from just, you know, being consistent, but not all of the time, just by the passage of time, from time to time. I just noticed that I can do some stuff that I haven't done before, and that is a really nice feeling. Yeah, another really, really awesome thing that has happened for me that has impacted my music production abilities quite a bit is, and I credit this to the XpressPads technique and you know, all of the information and theory inside of the course, is that it has helped me with drum programming, just with the coming up with patterns and making them as diverse and interesting and cool, and just breaking the mainstream patterns, and not using just the simple or overly used beats in my music. It has helped me to be really creative and come up with some drum grooves and patterns and fills and even percussion elements that I had not dreamed possible before. And I credit these to partially at least, to XpressPads, because the way the course is built, it's got so much variety and so much stress on building your own ideas and beats, and not just robotically following and copying someone else's ideas and just practicing like a robot. Is encouraging you to be creative and to do your own thing. And I think I've done that quite a lot, actually, in detriment of the technique itself. I've mostly done my own thing, and I have done that in my music. And I'm just gonna briefly insert a few snippets of examples of drum grooves examples from my new album, which is yet to be released, so that you have an idea of how far I went with the drum programming. And mind you, I did not have any drum programming experience at all. I just opened, digital audio workstation and started doing this on my own, and starting with really basic beats. But XpressPads has taken me through all of the stages, and I think I've come up to a level of drum programming that is pretty cool. At least that's my opinion, and I'm having a lot of fun with the music that I'm working on currently. And although some of the drum grooves and beats and elements that I have in my music are not playable by a real drummer, they've got they're unrealistic. They have more kit pieces happening or at the same time, or just unnatural speeds, sections that could not really be played by a real drummer, no matter how good they are. At least that's what I think. But I just like what they sound like and how they fit into the song, so I will do that. You will hear, if you listen to some of my music and think to yourself, maybe if you're a real drummer, you think to yourself, hey, wait a minute, that is not possible in real life. I know that. Yeah. But I still choose to do what I think fits the song and my ideas better, yeah, even though it may not be realistic. Yeah. I think that's also partly, it's a similar thing to what I do with my guitar programming. I have some tracks that I've programmed some guitars on, and I most likely will never be able to play any of that on the guitar. Maybe some of it no guitarist ever can do because it's unrealistic. So I guess music programming, MIDI music programming, and drum programming allows me to to dream, to imagine what it would be like for that music to hear that music, to have anyone hear that music, because I myself cannot play that. You've seen in the intro of this video, I can do some finger drumming, but I cannot play very fast or very accurate, or very intricate patterns yet, at least. So I will allow my imagination and my drum programming skills to have that exist in my music production. So I will fantasize about it in music form. Yeah. Alright, so here are a few snippets of some really cool drum programming that I've done on the new album. So enjoy those, and we will speak afterwards. Yeah. Okay, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed those. Now it's time to talk about issues and solutions to the issues. My biggest issue connected to technique and to the course during this time has been doing double strokes with my left hand. And by double strokes I mean, for instance, this kind of thing. So a drag, or elements of grooves that have double strokes, such as this one. Yeah, so I'm doing the double stroke with my left hand. Check it out. That's really slow. If I try to do it faster, not very accurate. And what has happened since is that I have managed to do it with alternating hand fingers. So instead of doing, I just do this. So instead of doing, so it's two strokes with the left hand and the last one, accented one with the right hand. Instead of doing that, I just do three alternate strokes. Yeah, so starting with the right hand, doing one on the left hand, and the last one still on the right hand. So it's like that. And I can do that really fast. So although I've been practicing the double stroke with my left hand and I can do it at slow speeds, my other technique has gone way faster, so I sometimes will use that instead. And for instance, I need to be really focused to do it with the left hand. I don't know why, it just is, my brain doesn't allow the finger to go down. It's like I'm afraid to hit it. You hear that? I only hit it once. Or if I do hit it, I sometimes hit it too hard and it's not a ghost note like it should be. I missed it again. But if I try to do it with separating the two hits, having the first one on the right hand and the second one on the left hand and the third one on the right hand again, I can do it much faster and I can keep doing the ghost notes. So let me show you. Let me go even faster. Yeah, or even, you know, while doing the rolls and stuff with the toms. So that's alternating it. Yeah, so it's not, if I start with the left hand, I'm gonna miss some of the notes and miss the groove, screw up the timing, screw up the distance between the notes. My brain is blocking it somehow, but alternating hands, much better. So whenever I want to do fast stuff and not think about it, I'll do that. Although I know I really need to nail this down as well, but I will be practicing it, and who knows, over time, maybe I'll get it right. Yeah, so. Yeah, so that's that. The other big issue that I've put down on my in my notes section for this time is a pad controller issue again. So you may have noticed in the intro of this video also by the fact that I have two big pad controllers here. So I don't have the launch pad that has been very briefly shown in the intro, in the demos. I have come to the conclusion that the small pads, so the Launchpad X or Launchpad Pro or any kind of pad controller with small pads, for me at least, it's not ideal for the XpressPads technique. If you want to do all of the techniques involved, all of the main techniques in the course, the controllers with the big pads are still the ideal ones. I've come to that realization, so I will play the Launchpad X from time to time. It's quite a lot of fun, and I have a lot of kit pieces there that I don't have in this one. This one has just 16 kit pieces doubled, mirrored, but that thing has 64 pads, so that's 32 kit pieces or almost 32 on each side, so roughly almost twice as many as this rig here, so I can do more colorful, more nuanced stuff, several kind of hi-hats, several cymbals, more articulations for the snare, ghost notes, different kinds of rim shots for the snare. Let's talk a little bit about pad controllers again. Yeah, so you may have seen these two bad boys here and think to yourself, what a lucky guy this Vlad dude is. He has finally found another good MPD-218 and now he has two. Well, hold your horses, don't get too excited about this, because this is my first MPD-218 that I've had ever since I did the third progress video, so my third month progress video back in 2019, I think it was. Yeah, so this is the one I had then, and it has a few issues. Some of the pads are not as sensitive as the others. I've talked about this in some of my previous videos, and I have returned at least 3 or 4 faulty ones that are just unplayable, just really bad pads. Most of the pads, you really have to put a hammer to them to get any sound out of them. So I've returned, I think, 3 or 4. And at one point I said, I think it was this year in January, I said, I'm going to try my luck again with a new MPD-218. Who knows, maybe I'll get lucky. You know, I'll just return it again. I got bored of the XpressPads double kit, which is awesome. I love the pads, the feel of the pads, the texture. That rubber is so nice. But they're not very sensitive. They're also very accurate and even. What is the word I'm looking for? All of the pads have the same sensitivity. They're not very sensitive, but it's consistent. Is the word I'm looking for. Consistent across the board, and that is a great feeling. And they feel so great. That the rubber is such awesome quality. I actually like them more than these on the Akai, and the ones on the Launchpad X, which I've got over here. This feels like cheap plastic to me. And the noise, do you hear that? Yeah, so I got tired of those iRig pads and I said, okay, let's try an MPD-218 again. And I bought it, and it's not as sensitive as this one. It's noticeably less sensitive, but it's a little bit more sensitive than the iRig pads. So it's a little bit in between. So I'm using it for my right hand, which I'm always hitting harder with, because most of the time you're doing the accents on the beat. So it's yeah, so most of the times you're going to be accenting with the right hand. So I'm using it for the right hand, and the really soft stuff is going to be on this left one, which is my previous one, my old one, which is more sensitive. So although they're different, I have adjusted to playing them in a decent fashion, but not for the really sensitive playing. Not sensitive, what is the word I'm looking for? The really soft, sensitive kind of jazz or ghost notes, kind of grooves that I have a lot of those going on, even on the beats or the stuff that you have to play with the right hand. That annoys me real quick. So yeah, but that is the best I've got until now. Now, at one point, I had saved a little bit of money, and I said to myself, okay, it's time to splurge. It's time to try a Machine Micro. Yeah, that is, apart from the machine, the big machine, Mark III, the big machine, with which is like as big as a pillow, which I know I've tested in a shop, and it's the best sensitivity and the best feel that I've ever seen, but I don't have that kind of money, and even if I had, I would not spend it on a big machine like that, because I don't use all the features, I just want the pads. So I thought, yeah, Machine Micro is not as sensitive. I know I had tested one in a shop, and it was a little bit less sensitive than the big machine, but I said, well, if I can get one, and it's Native Instruments, right? And it's Machine Micro, and it's not gonna have any issues. I'm gonna save money, I'm gonna get one, all of my problems are gonna be solved. Next time I save some more money, maybe next year, I'm gonna get a second one and have two side by side, and that's gonna be my perfect rig, right? Well, no, I'm sorry to disappoint you, my friends. Guess what? I did buy a Machine Micro. It was just, I don't know, a month or two ago. And it was the worst thing ever. It was so these, I think these 5 or 6 pads here in this area, so to the bottom right of the pad section, were just the worst thing ever. Not even all of the bad Akais that I've had didn't have that kind of issue. And trust me, I have tried all of the settings, upgrading firmware for the device, installing everything, checking everything, switching cables, switching computers. I have a new my work computer is here next to my personal PC. Personal PC? No, that is PC's personal computer. Yeah, so that was a what is that? Redundant word there. Yeah. So I tried everything. I think I know my way around pad controllers and computers by now. So after trying everything, I was just like, couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. Not even the Native Instruments Machine Micro is exempt from these pad sensitivity, inconsistencies, and issues and problems. So I was really angry, and then really disappointed. And what happened actually, it was that if you hit the pads individually, they were fairly okay. But as soon as you started hitting two at the same time, so the because if you want to do like a normal groove, like you're gonna hit two pads at the same time. Yeah, you got the kick and the hi-hat, and the hi-hat and the snare. Or if you're doing a tom groove, the kick and the tom, or kick and the crash. You can even hit three at the same time. Yeah, so as soon as you did that, the sensitivity on one of the pads or both that you're hitting at the same time would completely go to crap, and they would just be randomly changing velocity when you hit them, and just a nightmare. So I returned that, and I was like, okay, this is the end of my pad controller saga, at least for now, at least until, I don't know, new models come on the market, and after a while, after trying my luck again, maybe getting some new models, maybe then I will try again. Otherwise, I had given up. And one more thing happened. The story had not ended there yet. Recently, my good friend Andre Louis, the blind ninja master of finger drumming, if you've been following my channel, you know who that is, made me an early birthday present. Yeah, my birthday is in September, and just a few weeks ago he said, dude, I have an early present for you. Guess what? I have a friend from Germany who wants to send me a Machine Micro for free that is unused. He doesn't have a need for it. I don't know how I don't remember if he told me how did he buy it, did he get it himself, I don't know. This friend of his wanted to send it to him for free, and he said, wait a minute, don't send it to me because it's from Germany to the UK. Since the UK is not in the EU anymore, there's kind of tax problems and blah blah blah. So he said, anyway, I don't need that, so if you could send me to my friend Vlad from Romania, he needs a good pad and a good Machine Micro. He's just bought one and it was bad, so if you could send it to him, that'd be awesome. So I was like, holy moly, holy cow. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh man. So this guy, this awesome guy, sent the pad, the Machine Micro, he sent it to me. So he sent it to me, and I was very excited waiting for it, and he even wrote to me on WhatsApp, and he told me, you're gonna love this, it's so sensitive, it's so good. It's like, oh, thank God, there's a good one. So, couldn't wait for it, man. It got here, and guess what? Yes, you guessed it. It wasn't good. No, it wasn't as bad as the one that I had bought. So it didn't have those pads on the bottom right completely going crazy by themselves, but it still had that double pad hitting problem. So if you hit individual pads just one at a time, even do really fast rolls, it's awesome. It's a dream. It's very sensitive. You can do like really subtle stuff like this. Even more subtle than this. Yeah. Some of the hits I'm doing are not registering because this is the less sensitive MPD-218. Yeah, so it was awesome. But as soon as you wanted to hit two pads at the same time, so kick and a hi-hat, forget about it. One of them is gonna register a very soft hit. Hi-hat and snare, same thing. Usually the snare is gonna be really soft, so if you want to do like, instead of that, you're just gonna hear. And I couldn't believe my eyes and my ears. I was like, this is not happening. So I've got that. It's sitting here in a box next to my chair, and I've been reading forums. I have been on Rob's from the Quest for Groove channel. He has a website and a forum for all his students and people who follow his courses. And sometimes I go and read stuff there because there are issues and people come up with solutions. And I have found a thread of problems for Machine Micro for similar problems, and it seems that at least until now everyone who has had this kind of issue has had to return their product and have Native Instruments send them another working one. So I'm not gonna bother my friend from Germany who sent this to me, which I'm really grateful for. Thank you, man, if you're watching this. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to wait for, I don't know, maybe a new firmware, maybe some kind of workaround for this pad controller so that I can actually use it. Until then, it's gonna sit very nice and cozy into the box and wait for its turn. Yeah, so I guess we're done with the search for pad controllers. I've got these there. You've seen me in the intro. I'm having a lot of fun playing with them. It's not a big deal up to a point, but I have tried, getting the very advanced techniques, such as, the like I showed you, the double strokes, the drags, all of the rudiments. You really need to do those on very good pads, at least in my. I'm always, I want the good stuff. I'm not satisfied if I don't have the good gear. So I will, I can try and practice like that, but I'm not gonna enjoy myself too much. So I'm just gonna, if I want to enjoy myself, I'm just gonna, just gonna smash the pads like you saw in the intro to this video. Play the fast grooves, even though it's repetitive and I'm not using all of the techniques and all of the articulations that I could and much variety in my playing, but that is really relaxing for me. And when I manage to get my hands on some more good gear that is actually consistent across the board, has good sensitivity, no problems on any of the pads, I can move on and try more advanced stuff from the course and improve my technique, my speed, my dexterity. Yeah. Okay, now it's time for some tips. Yeah. Okay, one thing that I found very useful for my playing is for improving, and learning new beats or grooves or learning new techniques, especially if there's stuff that you find boring. I have found some of the stuff boring, especially rudiments or exercises that are not as exciting. Maybe they're not as groovy, or I don't know. I found out that if I practice during watching a TV show or a movie, it's much easier. It's just automatic. You don't have to pay attention to what you're doing. Well, you have to do at first until you get the hang of it. But then you can watch a TV show, you can talk. I can, of course, I'm having a hard time talking and doing the groove at the same time because I'm doing something else. But if I just watch a show or a movie, I don't have to talk. I don't have to do much thinking. My hands are gonna do the practicing, and I can just enjoy the show. So it's not gonna be boring. Yeah. So that I think it's a great hack. If you want, you can try it out. I love it. I love doing that. I can practice even for hours like that. If I've got a TV show that I just watch I binge watch a TV show, that is a really good time to practice the pads too. Yeah, just turn it down so that it's not covering the audio, the voice, the dialogue in the TV show, just enough so that you can hear it and enjoy the show at the same time, and you're good to go. Great. Another tip, this has helped me a lot with my timing and my keeping my beats more even and more groovy, just like having a better timing overall. I have jumped a few times on Ninjam and Jamulus, and most recently Sonobus. If you don't know what these are ways of jamming over the internet with your friends who use the same software. So Ninjam, it's like a ninja with an M at the end. Ninjam is a component of Reaper, the DAW, I guess, or maybe it's available to other DAWs as well. You can research this on Google. Yeah, so you can jump in a room with other people and play to a click and try and keep up and jam together. And it was hard for me at first, but after like 2 or 3 sessions I noticed a big improvement in my timing, and it was really, really good for me. Jamulus is the next one. Jamulus is another piece of software that actually allows you to play real time with really low latency, which is only influenced by the distance between the two people. For instance, if I try to jam with my friend Andre from the UK, I have quite a bit of latency. It's usually between 50 and 80 milliseconds, which is quite a lot. But if I do it with someone from Romania, which I live in Romania, it's going to be a lot less. Yeah, so it's good for jamming with people in real time. Ninjam, on the other hand, just allows you to play, and it's not in real time. You're always going to be one bar or one measure behind the other guy, but you can still jam together. It's not real time. You're always one bar away from the other. Yeah. So this is a great tip. I think it has helped me a lot for better timing. If you're struggling with timing, which I did quite a lot, if you watch my previous videos, especially up to my first year progress video, my biggest struggle was with timing. I didn't enjoy practicing with a metronome. I still don't, but I can do it now. It was very distracting for me to do back then, but now I think it's also thanks to this kind of software, this kind of opportunity of jamming online. I can now play to a click, to a metronome if I really want to. I can practice to a metronome, and my timing is really much better now. Yeah, it's not perfect, of course, but it is much better. So I think you should try that if that is one of your weak spots, like it is mine. Another thing that I've noticed has improved my playing and my being relaxed while playing quite a lot is the way I move my fingers. For the first year and a half, I guess, I had been using my fingers like this. Take a look at the... Yeah, so I'm using all of the muscles in the finger. I'm curling it at the joints, at all the joints, and I'm also... can see. How can I do this, man? Okay, there you go. Yeah, so you can see I'm putting quite a lot of effort into this index finger here. What I've noticed is that you can get a lot less effort in if you just move from this joint here. So where the finger goes into the palm, you have this last joint here between the bone, this bone from the finger and the one in the palm. So if you just move that one like that, I don't know if you can see the difference. So this is how I used to play with before. Yeah, so I'm really having the muscles are tight in those two middle fingers, but now I try my best to do it like that. It's so much more relaxing, and it's because it's more relaxed, you can do faster stuff. Yeah, and you don't get tired as quickly. Yeah, so I guess moving the finger in one motion from the joint instead of keeping it tight and using all of the muscles in the finger to do hard hits has helped me a lot. I hope it can help you as well. Yeah, another thing that I have been incorporating in my practice is, although I don't always remember to do that, is a thing which real life drummers do when they do accented hits. I used to do this, which I just showed you earlier, this, constricting of the tightening of the muscles in the whole finger to do a hard accented hit. But then I saw that there is a technique with a real-life drummer that if they want to do like a normal non-accented hit, they are just gonna hit the drum really close with the stick, like this. And if they want to do an accent hit, they're not just gonna hit it harder, they tighten their hands and hit it harder, still at a close distance. Instead, what they're gonna do, they're gonna lift the stick way up high, And the strength from this movement, from going up high, is going to give you the accent in a much more relaxed manner from the hand. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so take a look at the difference. So the way I used to do it before was, I'm going to try and do four 16 notes one after the other, and just the first one of 4 notes is going to be accented. The next 3 are going to be non-accented like this. Non-accented like this. Yeah, so the way I used to do it, and I still do right now when I'm not paying attention, is the finger is coming from the same distance away from the pad, but I'm just using more force, more strength to do that accented hit. And that keeps the muscles up to my elbow very tight, and over time I'm gonna get tired by doing that. But if I, instead of doing that, I lift the finger a little bit more in the air just for that accented hit, I get the same effect, but with much less strength from the whole arm, and I have time to relax it. I don't know how to explain this very well, but if you look up examples of this kind of strokes from real drummers, you're gonna understand better than I can explain to you right now, I guess. Yeah. One other tip that I've got for you, it's actually several tips that I got from Mike Mangini, one of my favorite drummers right now. He was on an Instagram live video of about 1 hour last year. I can't remember exactly. If I find it, I'm gonna put it as a link in the description of this video. He did a live video and he answered questions and he demonstrated stuff for his viewers, and I wasn't there to watch it live. I watched the recording of that afterwards. But one of the really big things that he showed over there, and I think it's amazing that we have access to this kind of thing. You know, the most epic virtuoso instrumentalists in the world, you can get valuable info like this from them in videos like this. It's just mind-blowing for me. Yeah, so he said 2 main things that I'm going to share with you. Maybe you even know them. One of them was that in order to play fast, really fast stuff, the most important thing to do is to know how it feels to play fast. So it doesn't really make sense to be on the point. So if you want to go really up there and play really fast and accurately, it doesn't work to just do the traditional thing of going real slow and then increasing the speed as you become more and more as your fingers, it becomes muscle memory, and the muscles get better, so you just increase the speed until you get to really high speeds. That is not enough. Up beyond the point, you need to know what it actually feels to play really fast, and you're not gonna know how it feels unless you play very fast. And the way to play really fast, I really like this approach that he did. For instance, if you want to play really fast 30-second note hi-hat hits, like that was totally inaccurate right now. He said that in order to know how that feels, you have to play short bursts of groupings of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 notes at one time, because you can do that. Your hand doesn't get tired. For instance, that's 3 notes. You can play that really fast. I can't play that really fast for a long time, many notes like that in a row. I get tired. It's inaccurate. I'm not that good yet. But 3 of them. 4 in a row. 5 in a row. 5 in a row. 6 in a row. That was 5. I can't even do 6. I haven't practiced 6, but I have practiced 7. not very accurate. 7 is a bit out there for me. 9, I can't even think about 9, so I'm still practicing this. But I found it very, very helpful, this kind of approach of doing short bursts and getting the feel of it, especially incorporating this in grooves. For instance, I like to do this in a tom groove. You've seen this in the intro. Those 3 notes, yeah? I got to that, so that's the same discussion as the double stroke I did before. I managed to get this fast 3-stroke roll instead of doing the first 2 notes with my left hand. I managed to get that fast by following Mike Mangini's tips on quick, short, fast bursts. So thank you, Mike Mangini. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about my plans for the future with this channel and my online presence in general. Yeah, so I have been investing a lot of time in music lately, a lot more time than finger drumming. So instead of flooding my finger drumming channel with music, I'm gonna create a separate YouTube channel just for my music, and I haven't come up with a name yet. Maybe by the time this video is released, I will have come with a channel name. Yeah, so I'm gonna move all of my music stuff that is not connected to finger drumming on that channel and continue uploading it to that channel. So I'm gonna announce that in a video, I think, on this channel too. So whoever is subscribed to this channel or is watching this video or that next video can choose to go to that channel if they're interested in my music. If they're not interested in my music and they're just interested in finger drumming stuff, they can follow this channel, The Joy of Finger Drumming, and I'm only gonna be uploading finger drumming stuff to this channel from now on, and keep them wholly separate, keep it nice and clean and neat. So that is the plan. I'm also going to be releasing the new album, and if the new channel is not ready by that time, I'm going to be uploading it to this channel for the I'm thinking of doing a YouTube premiere, and whoever wants to get a listen of the album live, it's not going to be live, it's just going to be pre-recorded, but we can all watch it together. If you watch it as a premiere, I'm going to be there, and there will be a chat window, and you can ask questions and I can answer them. I'm going to be there for the whole duration of the album, which is almost 75 minutes. And beside the music, there's going to be I'm working on a video with some text that's going to be on screen as the music is playing in the background, describing some of the dreamscapes in the tracks. So the name of the album is Colossal Dreamscapes, and there are a lot of stories and dreams and action that is happening that is going to be partly described with text on screen. You can follow that as well if you want. Yeah. Okay, we have reached to the end of this video, and the last subject that I wanted to talk about was my overall experience with the XpressPads course and technique over the past 2.5 years. Was it all worth it? The purchase, the time investment, all of the effort, all of the gear that I got myself, all of this journey, was it all worth it? Of course it was. This is one of the most amazing experiences that I've had in my life, and it has helped me so much from, just being able to express my, the rage, the anger, sometimes the frustration that I normally feel like breaking something, or I can't express it. I feel like I'm normally the kind of person that will internalize anger and try not to express it. And smashing the pads, turning the volume loud in my headphones, and just hammering on the grooves, that really helps me externalize the feelings and the thoughts. And not only that, but look at that. I mean, I know it's been 2.5 years, but if you go back to my 1 year progress video, you can see the kind of stuff that I could do after 1 year, which is not much different from what I can do right now. So already after 1 year I could do amazing things in my opinion. This course has provided what it advertised. It is a very quick path to becoming a finger drummer if you put the effort into it, and it doesn't even have to be much effort if you follow the progress videos that I did. The most that I practiced I think was 1.5 2 hours every evening, and it wasn't even every evening. At times there were long periods of time where I only practiced like 10 or 20 or 30 minutes. I skipped days, I skipped weeks at a time. So it took me 1 year because I had also impaired fingers. There's a story in my third progress video about my right hand, which I can't feel these 3 fingers. You can watch that video for the whole story. And still with 3 impaired fingers, which are shorter. Check this out. Let me see if I can you see that? The right one is shorter and thinner. Look at that. You can see it better on the middle finger. I'm not cheating, yeah? They're perfectly aligned. And the one on the right is shorter and thinner. And the thumbs, you can see it's less noticeable on this one, yeah. So even with these faulty fingers and all of the setbacks that I've had with faulty pad controllers and all of the rage that I had with bad pads and all of the, practicing late at night, dead tired, my eyes falling into my shoes and skipping days and weeks at a time, and at one point I even broke the skin on one of the fingers. I think it was still in the 3rd month progress video. I couldn't practice for 2 weeks I think because I injured one of my fingers smashing the iron pads too hard. So I had a lot of setbacks, but still after 1 year I think that was some pretty impressive progress right there if you watch the demos that I did in the 1 year progress video. Yeah, so I'm still having a lot of fun with finger drumming. I am still so grateful for this course and technique, and the joy, this is roll credits, the joy it has brought to my life, and it still does. It still brings joy to my life every day, every time I bring out the pads, and if you watch the intro to this video, I was having a lot of fun there. I think you can tell that is the same every time I take out the pads. Yeah, so definitely worth it. Definitely recommend this course to anyone who is either serious about finger drumming, which I used to say in my previous videos, but also if you just want to have fun. Yeah, so I was saying earlier how it helped me with my drum programming, with coming up with interesting grooves, with having a lot of variety in my drums that I program for my music. Just a lot of good quality knowledge and theory inside the course. Just completely recommend it to anyone who is even in the slightest interested in finger drumming or music. Now, I'm not sure that there will be any more value in doing any more progress videos from now on. I actually think that my first year progress video was, so up to that point, it was valuable experiments doing these kind of videos, these progress videos. I think this one that I'm doing right now is a bit more of a reminder and of what's it like after 2.5 years of XpressPads, even if you don't practice every day, even if you take long breaks and just return to it from time to time. What's it like? So this is practically, I'm trying to with this progress video, I'm more trying to answer this kind of question. What's it like after 2.5 years? Because the progress itself, I don't think it's that impressive from my first year. I don't know, that's just me. You can tell me in the comments if you think otherwise, because I've not been doing it religiously. I have not followed the course religiously. I have become stuck in my perfectionism, in my quest for finding really good pad controllers, and becoming frustrated because of that. So I've been doing my own thing, just having fun, just throwing it out on the pads whenever I feel like it. So I have not done this as a nice obedient student. So I've not done that, but you can see that I'm still having a lot of fun. That's still happening, and it's still going to be happening. And the following videos that I'm going to be doing on this channel, which are just going to be finger drumming, so no more music, that's going to be separate on the new channel that I'm going to do, is just going to be me having fun at the pads in whatever shape or form. Who knows what kind of videos I'm going to do. I don't know, just coming up with grooves, trying out different techniques, Yeah, I forgot to mention, I'm getting a keyboard. Yeah, I've given up on the pads, but I'm gonna be getting myself a keyboard, and I'm gonna be giving another shot. I'm gonna be giving another shot to keyboard finger drumming. I'll try to learn steal some craft from my good friend Andre Louis, the blind ninja master of finger drumming. Yeah, I hope I get a good keyboard and manage to do that. Yeah, also, I'm gonna give a shout out to my good friend Scott from the USA. He has developed a mind-blowing technique for really fast extreme metal kind of drumming. I'm gonna put a link in the card right here to his video. You can see his quad bass technique, which is just face melting. I've tried that. I've not yet found a way to incorporate it into my playing, because it's a little bit different. You can see what he's doing there in the technique itself, but there are a lot of things you can try right now. I've also been meaning to try our good friend Nular Music's technique. He's developed a plugin for Ableton Live, which I don't use unfortunately, but I said I would try it. He gave it to me and I played with it a little bit, and I haven't yet managed to make anything impressive out of it. I just get stuck in the patterns, creating out of the patterns, and I must admit it wasn't really my thing, but you can watch what he's doing right now in the card above. If you're not already subscribed to his channel and you haven't seen what he's doing, is totally crazy, man. It's a one-man band. He's doing everything at the same time, live, triggering everything live on his Launchpad Pro. He's doing drums, bass, guitar, maybe even synth or whatever else at the same time, all triggered live with pads, and he's doing this is just the coolest thing in finger drumming right now. In my opinion, it's totally revolutionary kind of thing, and I wish I had the time and the patience to do all of that he does. The sets he prepares, the detail, the level of detail, and the creativity that he shows into creating those patterns and math rock and all that. It's a little bit too much for my brain. I don't like to think too much in patterns, or I guess I'm finding reasons not to spend a little bit more time in Ableton Live and try to learn it and really get the hang out of that plugin and technique and do that myself. But who knows, maybe I'll put some more effort into it and show you some stuff with that plugin on this channel in the future. Who knows? So I'm exploring a lot of options with the very limited free time that I have right now. But yeah, alright, so that is the plan. Until the next video, I hope you're all doing alright. I hope lockdown hasn't treated you too badly. I hope this whole pandemic thing hasn't been too rough on you. If it has, I hope you found something to help you get out of it the way that I found finger drumming, and more recently music. This new album that I've been working on for almost 1 year, that I'm gonna be releasing, that is what has helped me to come out of my pandemic depression, of my lockdown depression. I'm very grateful, and I hope that others have had this kind of luck with anything else. It doesn't have to be music or finger drumming. Anything else, reading books, art in general, whatever can help you have a better mental health if your mental health has been affected by the lockdown like mine has. Okay, thank you for watching, and as one last thing, I took a challenge. In my first year progress video, I said I was gonna take 2 months to learn the Mushanga groove from the Toto song, that crazy groove by Jeff Porcaro, and I didn't do that. Actually, it took me, because I took that long break just after lockdown started. I think I managed to learn it in November last year, so it was a lot more than 2 months. Can't prove that, of course, or you're gonna have to take my word for it, but I'm gonna insert some footage of me trying to master that groove and failing quite a bit from November last year. So that's gonna be the last thing that you see in this video. All right, take great care, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.